First of all, it's important to say this is a united call by the masses, as you stated. This is not coming out of a specific political faction. You have the lawyers' union, the teachers' union, student councils across Palestinian universities, across historic Palestine. We're all united in this call for a strike. And the purpose of it really is so that we don't find ourselves complicit and colluding with the neoliberal policies of returning to everyday living, while, as you noted, there's underlying systemic conditions of apartheid, of brutality, of ongoing ethnic cleansing. And really, we've had enough. It's been enough, and this needs to be addressed. And the way we find best to address it is for us to be united in the streets using multiple different forms of political and civil action.
Razan, you're also a psychologist, and with these protests come a lot of casualties, Palestinians who are killed by Israeli forces fire. And often when there's a conflict, we tend to be talking about the death toll, how many Palestinians are killed. What do you think the human cost of these Palestinians who are killed? What is the impact on the Palestinian society?
Thank you so much for this poignant question, and I hope more newscasters allude to such an important. As you see on your screens, the numbers, the toll increasing, there are human lives behind this. Riyad Shkantanna was killed with his wife and 5 children in one blow. These are people with dreams, with aspirations. These are people. They are us, just as you see me in flesh right now. I have dreams. I'm currently pursuing my studies to continue in psychology. People have dreams. When you hear about the number of casualties up to 6,000, this isn't just a little bruise on your arm. These are people that are in severe conditions at hospitals already at low capacity due to the pandemic. We're not being able to get any resources into Gaza to even deal with this. When you're hearing about bombing, they're using daylight to pull bodies from under the rubble. They're seeing blood splatter everywhere, a population that is majority children. When you hear of Muhammad al-Kurd, Umun al-Kurd, these children in Gaza are them. They are people that were displaced in 1948, 73 years ago. If we do not stop this ethnic cleansing and dispossession now, you render 2 million people under a closed prison. Nothing enters, nothing exits, dreams collapsing in front of them, and yet we fight, and yet we resist, and yet we dream. And we invite you to engage in conversations like this.
Very passionate. You're an activist. You've been participating in protests in the past. What do you want to see the Palestinian Authority, the Palestinian leaders do?
Well, I would say be a leadership. There's so many riot gears that they, equipment that they hold that could be used to defend the front lines. Right now, these are people like me, like you, that are going and saying enough is enough. Many are standing there just to say enough is enough. But we don't have some kind of united front at an institutional security militancy level to combat this. We need these leaders in these positions to also protect us by putting pressure on getting medical equipment into Gaza, putting pressure to improve the resources we do have right now, putting pressure to say, yes, let's strike. There is nothing left to live for every day other than our liberation and our freedom. We've already seen 220 killed just since May 7th. Just since May 7th of this year. The toll over 73 years is too much, and this is the time. The Palestinian Authority, step up, take on this responsibility. No more security coordination as the first step they can take.
Thank you so much, Razan Quraan. She is a Palestinian activist and also a psychologist. And as we heard, very passionate speech. We've been hearing from many Palestinian protesters